So this is just our weird life now. Have a good day. Love you.
Love you too.
Let me explain. It's like 5:30 in the morning. I actually just realized I have this inside out, my little sleep dress, because I actually don't wear one, and I put it on for you guys, but in the dark. It's 5:30. Daniel is arriving. So basically, I'm PRN at work, and I've been getting called off most of the time. So I'd say 80% of the time they're like, we don't need you, don't come into work. So you don't get paid, you don't get your hours, all that stuff. Work is letting Tim take some of my call off, so we'll split the hours. Like, we're each getting about 25 to 30, 20 to 30 hours of work each week. But it's just been really exhausting because I don't find out until I wake up in the morning at, 5:15 whether I'm going to work or not. So some days it's like, oh, I'll definitely get called off. And then I don't pack a lunch. I don't prepare for the next day. We have to figure out what to do with Danny all day. Like whether to walk him in the morning or drop him off somewhere. And all this is done at 5:15 in the morning. And then there's other days where it's like, oh, today I totally thought I was going to work. So packed lunch, got ready. We both went to bed at 9:30, woke up at 5:30, and then I got EA'd, which means excused absence. So now I'm just at home, which is fine. I'll do stuff around the house, but most of the time I'm taking Tim's shifts, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But anyways, I'm going to get ready for the day. That's why it's been weird and why we've been really tired, but this is April and May. The other thing is I don't go back to sleep very well. So once I'm up for 90% of the time. Sometimes, every once in a while, I'll be able to fall back asleep, but I'm awake now, and it's highly unlikely that I'll fall back asleep, so I'm going to get started. The other thing is, we haven't been sleeping well, either of us, which is so surprising for him, just because we've had so much on our minds, and he's, anxious about the backyard, which we'll talk about, and he, too, is, struggling with, okay, am I working tomorrow, are you working tomorrow, or neither of us, both of us, what are we doing? So it's just hard to sleep at night when you actually have no idea if you're going to work the next day. But we've both been taking some melatonin, and last night we actually got some good sleep. So, I'll see you in a minute. But first, Bible study. So, I've never read the Bible from front to back. I've never actually read the whole thing. As I'm realizing, as I'm reading these things, I was like, I've never heard of this before. So, it was my goal this year. I made a resolution back in December to do more scripture memory and one other thing, but I actually changed it to just reading the whole Bible. Pretty much front to back. I'm doing a 5-day a week reading plan, so it does a Old Testament, New Testament, a Psalm, something along those lines, but it goes in a lot of chronological order. So if it's reading in 2 Samuel, it'll have David's Psalm that relates to that event. It's been really challenging. It's been it's big chunks, but this extra time has allowed me to stay on top of that plan, and even I'm a little bit ahead. I think I'm a week and a half ahead of it. Just because in the morning, like I said, I'll kind of wake up anyways, and I'll force myself to do this before I do anything else, which is good. And then on my work days, I'll listen to the audio in the morning, and at night I'll do kind of the Bible commentary or journaling. So we have an ESV study Bible, which is where I'm getting my notes from, and just if I don't understand anything, I'll do that. And then if I journal, when I journal or take notes, where's a good example? There's Colossians. That was quite a colorful one. I'm using this journaling Bible, which I got for Christmas. It's a customized one. I got to pick my little mountain scene, and I want it to have snowy mountains and aspens and wildflowers, which would never happen. You would never have all three of those things at once, because these are in July, these are in September, October. This is more. Anyways, I wanted to be my little dreamland, because I love all those things. And then the scripture I chose was, where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom, because I love anything about freedom. That's 2 Corinthians 3:17. And then on the back, my favorite, Psalm 16, you make known to me the path of life. In your presence is fullness of joy, because I love joy as well. So So I thought I would show you guys that. I'm gonna do my Bible study and then I'll get started. About to walk Danny, and I just have to wonder why this happens every time I drop the poop bag and then it all unravels and there's just no recovering. So here we go. Perfect. So we just got back from our walk. We usually do a little short one in the morning and then long one in the afternoon. And I'm about to film a couple of yoga videos. So check those out. I do free full-length yoga videos on my channel here, but I wanted to diffuse something to brighten it up and wake me up a little bit. And lemon has honestly been my favorite for that because it's super affordable and just really, really happy smelling. So I'll do about 5 drops of that. And then I thought I'd switch it up and do a couple drops of grapefruit. Why not? So what else is new? Tim's birthday was last weekend. It was Monday, but we celebrated on Sunday. And we did a little charcuterie board and some wine and had a great night. My mom got him a fire pit, which I was gonna have like a little s'more fire pit charcuterie thing, but there's so much work going on in the backyard that we decided it wouldn't actually be that romantic or relaxing. So we did it inside. It was really yummy, and I feel kind of bad because, you know, you can't really do much for your birthday right now, but he's a low-key guy, so I don't think he cared that much. And then I got my hair cut yesterday, just a couple inches off. It was the first time I got a real haircut in a few years. Like usually I just go home once a year and I'll have my mom just be like, boop, or I'll just do that. So I got a real haircut, even though like nothing fancy with it. That's new. All right, I'm gonna diffuse this and film some yoga. So some time has passed. It's late afternoon. 3:45, and what did I do? I filmed a couple yoga videos and edited those, did laundry, swept in the bedrooms because Danny's hair gets everywhere within like 1 hour, and then I'm gonna tidy up the kitchen before Tim comes home, and hopefully we can walk Danny after that. But yeah. So here's my honest chat about all this. Neither of us are, Tupperwares are here, actually resting very much at all. So I know this quarantine has been like, oh, you're not working as much. Maybe you're chilling a lot, but that's actually not the case at all. Because, as I said, like we just never know when we're gonna work. And when only one of us can work, like when I'm called off, we just have to decide who's gonna go in, and usually it's, I would say not usually, but more often it's me. So maybe I'm working like 5/8, so 2/3 of the time, he's working 1/3 of the time, because I get a high rate of pay as PRN, and because he is doing so much in the backyard that I like physically probably could do and like just don't know how to do. Hard at work in the morning time. So this has been April and May. Tim is building a retaining wall with old railroad ties. And it's become quite more of the project than we expected, to say the least. I was tired of it. Tired of it. I can't even pee in my own yard.
Did you hear him?
No. Wait. Insanity has struck.
Feisty digging.
Feisty. He's so angry. Oh. Ooh. be going into work, or I am going into work more frequently than him. Today is a bit of an exception. And then on my days off, like, or when we both have a day off together, he's again working in the back, and then I'm like doing all the chores. Well, no, he's super helpful. That made it sound bad. He's amazingly helpful, but he's out in the back, so I'm doing laundry, doing dishes, sweeping floors, packing lunches, like doing all this stuff on one of my only days off. So it's just like, I don't know. And Tim, like, thankfully he did a lot yesterday, like last night, even after work. So he's awesome, but it tends to be that he is spending all day in the yard, and then I'm trying to keep the household together and then also working more frequently. So it's just like not restful. But I'm sorry, I'm complaining a lot. That's just life in March, April, and May. It's just weird, huh? Okay, funny side note, I was just thinking about, I'm like, how the heck do we go through this many dishes? We are 2 people and that's it. And it's just every day. But it made me think about how, like, I will use the same fork and the same glass for like a week. And sure, I'll like rinse it off if I have to, but Tim will, and it comes from his family, like he'll use one glass of water and then put it away. I'm like, it's water though, and you're just gonna use it again. And same with like butter knives or forks. And it's funny because when you go to his parents' house, they're so sweet and everything, but I'll have like a cup of water and then like an hour later it'll be gone. And I was like, well, I was just gonna like reuse that cup, but then they already washed it. So it just made me think, what type of people are you? Do you reuse the same thing for a few days because it's perfectly fine, or do you like add up dishes a ton?
This nonsense again. Afternoon walk. It's really, really windy. Unfortunately, Tim is working a little bit late, so he wasn't able to join us for our afternoon stroll to our favorite lookout point. Such perfect timing. Go get him. Go get him.
Shoot you, boo-boo.
How's work?
Exhausting.
Exhausting, Daniel. It was so exhausting.
Hey,
Do you have any thoughts about life lately?
what are my thoughts? We're gonna get a puppy soon.
You can't say that's a secret.
Oh.
It's a secret.
Why is that a secret?
Well, yeah, life lately has been weird. Obviously, it's super interesting and rewarding at work. Like working with these patients who are on the vent for 2 months and presumed to die, to be dead, and then they're walking and going home now, which is really cool. And we're thankful for each other and Danny and beautiful Colorado. But then the rest is kind of what I talked about earlier. Kind of weird. But that's our update. Last thing is that Tim's best friend is getting married at the end of the month. So we're going to go home to South Carolina, surprisingly. And that'll be something to look forward to. Get to see our families for a bit, but hope y'all are hanging in there. P.S. Last positive thing is we got free Chipotle burritos as healthcare workers, and Tim's birthday was a week ago, so he got free queso as well. So we're gonna hit that up tonight, and it's gonna be great.